in the
Yeah.
fact that we have all kind of Muslims, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, um, and knowing or understanding where people are coming from means that, as you said, the masjid should be a welcoming place for everybody. Even though the man may have locks, even though the man may smell of weed, even though we know he's a bad man doing things on the corner, there has to be an allowance for this individual who says he's Muslim to sit down there and reflect, do his prayer. We're going to make a nice environment for him. But on the other side, how do we say Islam does not, I won't say the word tolerate or encourage, because some people might say, oh, the Muslim man, they're into violence, and Islam encourages it by not setting them straight. What's the balance? Like you, mashallah, you're an imam now. How do you see that balance from allowing people to come in the masjid, no matter what they look like, what they're up to, and then teaching them from the member and speaking them with the rules, but not being hard on them, not being critical. Do you understand? You understand what I'm saying? That balance.
100%. That I find, for example, when I give khutbas,
Mm.
that's the time that I can address things indirectly. And because there's like 1,000 people there, the one person that's keeping up madness isn't going to say he's talking directly to me. They're going to say he's talking about me. And they're going to have a moment when they reflect, like, yeah, this is true. And that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
But if I pull him up on the street directly in his face and just say, even if I try to beautify my words, the third person shaitan.
Yes. Yes. Good. 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 I get you.
And
And
especially,
another
you
thing
know
that we
what it
learn,
is as well, though. I feel like, especially when you don't have that relationship, if there's no
100%,
relationship with the person, like you haven't done the work prior to that. So you haven't sat down, you haven't got to know them, you don't really know their name. All of these things here, you ain't invited them to come eat, or just little certain little things. You ain't tried to build a bond. When you now try to chastise somebody on top of that, even though it's coming from a good place and you want better for them and you want to try and give them guidance, etc. If you haven't done the work prior to that, you can't do that. And it's
you're
exactly
not going to
like what
receive it
you
well. Yeah,
said. The khutbah is the part of, um, because I remember when we was in Brixton Masjid, there was many khutbahs that was there that, even though it weren't saying, yeah, you, this and that, you felt it because you're like, oh boy, that's kind of me. And I feel like,
bro.
obviously, there's a time for this and there's a time for that. There's a time that you can speak about the deen, yeah, but there's a time, and I feel like the khutbah has to be the time where you're addressing the issues within the community. I think is
That's when you
very,
have
very,
everyone
very
there.
needed.